There are mornings when your eyes open, but your mind is already running. Before your feet touch the floor, your shoulders are tight, your pulse is quick, and yesterday's concerns have already entered today. You may be rehearsing a conversation, calculating a problem, or imagining what could go wrong before the morning has even begun. And perhaps you feel as though you have to be ready for everything. But you do not have to solve tomorrow before today has arrived. Before the demands of this day begin speaking loudly, there is a quieter threshold here. You can stop. You can breathe. You can remember that the weight you woke up carrying does not have to be carried alone. For this moment, you can simply be still. Take a slow breath and let this morning become a little less hurried. You do not have to force yourself into strength. You do not have to pretend that everything feels peaceful when your heart is still catching up with the new day. For these few moments, simply allow yourself to be here. Let your shoulders soften. Let your breathing slow. Let the noise in your mind settle without requiring every thought to be answered. Whatever is waiting for you today can wait while you come honestly before God. Bring Him your tiredness, your uncertainty, your questions, and the places within you that still feel tense. There is no performance required here. You are not coming to impress God with perfect words. You are coming as you are, trusting that His presence is greater than the pressure you woke up carrying. This morning begins with a pause, and from that pause, you will take the next faithful step. Lord, in the quiet of this early hour, I come before you without trying to prove that I can handle everything. Before I reach for my phone, before I answer a message, before I begin carrying the responsibilities of this day, remind me that I am already held by you. My first breath belongs to you. My first thought belongs to you. My attention and the deepest part of my heart belong to you. So I pause here. I breathe, and I remember that you are God. I do not need to rush into the day simply because the world around me is already moving. I do not need to turn every notification into an emergency or every unfinished task into a judgment against me. For another moment, I can remain here and become aware of your presence. You are not asking me to manufacture strength I do not have. You are inviting me to receive the strength that comes from knowing you. Father, quiet the reflex in me that immediately reaches outward for information, answers, and reassurance. Before I check what happened while I was asleep, help me notice what is happening within my soul. Let me feel the tension in my shoulders and release it. Let the tightness in my chest soften. Let my breathing become steady. Where my thoughts are racing ahead, gently bring them back to this moment. I confess that I cannot sustain myself through constant effort. I cannot think my way into complete safety. I cannot prepare for every conversation or control every outcome. There are limits to what I can carry, and acknowledging those limits is not weakness. It is an honest recognition that I need you. Your presence is enough for this moment. When fear tells me I must act immediately, teach me to become still enough to hear you. When urgency tells me everything depends on me, remind me that you are already at work, beyond what I can see. Your word reminds me that you fight for your people while they remain still before you. And when my heart forgets how to be quiet, bring me back to the truth that you are God. I receive that stillness now. I am not abandoning responsibility. I am refusing to begin responsibility from panic. There is a difference. I want to meet this day from a settled heart rather than a frantic one. Let my actions come from communion with you instead of reaction to whatever demands my attention first. before the day asks something from me. Let my soul remember who I belong to. Let this pause become an act of trust. I give you these quiet moments. I give you my attention before I give it to the world. I give you my first breath before I spend my strength. I do not have to earn your care today. I do not have to outrun my limitations. I can be still because you are present. And in this sacred pause, prepare my heart to place before you the things I have been trying so hard to carry alone. Father, now that I have become still before you, I can see more clearly what has been occupying so much space inside me. There are thoughts I have been carrying before anything has even happened, conversations I have rehearsed, outcomes I have imagined, problems I have tried to solve before their time has come. I bring those things before you now. What if something goes wrong? What if someone misunderstands me? What if a decision does not turn out as I hope? What if the opportunity I have been waiting for never opened? These questions may feel urgent, but they do not belong to this morning. I have spent enough energy living inside possibilities that do not yet exist. So, Father, I entrust the outcomes I cannot manage. I entrust conversations I cannot control and the reactions of people whose choices are not mine to govern. I entrust decisions made by those who have authority over me. I entrust circumstances that can change without asking my permission. I bring you my financial concerns, especially the ones that tempt me to calculate every possible future. I bring you relationship situations where I want certainty before I am willing to trust. I bring you unanswered questions and doors that have not opened. You alone know what is ahead. You are already present in the tomorrow that I cannot see. Forgive me for treating control as though it were security. Forgive me when I mistake constant mental activity for responsibility or anxiety for preparation. I can make wise choices without pretending that I am sovereign. I can plan faithfully without believing every outcome depends upon me. There is a difference between being faithful with what you have placed in my hands and trying to hold what belongs only in yours. Today, I choose faithfulness. Your word teaches me that you are my portion and that my soul can wait quietly for you. Let that truth become more than an idea. Let it settle into the place where fear has been making its home. You are enough for today. Your mercy does not have to be stockpiled against every possible crisis. Your faithfulness will meet me when tomorrow actually becomes today. So give me today's grace for today. When my mind reaches forward again, remind me that the future is already in your care. When I replay a conversation, help me stop rewriting what has already happened. When I imagine disasters that may never come, bring me back to what is true, what is present, and what you have actually placed before me. I trust you with what I cannot know. I trust you with what I cannot change. I trust you with the people whose choices are beyond my control. I trust you with doors that have not opened. And I trust you enough to wait without demanding an explanation for every uncertainty. Teach me to wait without becoming restless. Teach me to prepare without becoming consumed. Teach me to move when it is time to move and remain still when there is nothing for me to force. My future does not need to be solved this morning. It needs to be entrusted. Father, I'm learning that trust is not the absence of responsibility. It is the refusal to claim responsibility for what only you can govern. I will care for what you have given me. I will make the decisions that are mine to make. I will have the conversations that are mine to have. But I will not carry the burden of controlling what happens afterward. You are God, and I am not. That truth is not frightening. It is freeing. My hands no longer need to clutch what they cannot secure. they can become open, ready to receive the wisdom, grace, and strength you have appointed for this day. And now, with tomorrow no longer demanding my attention, I am ready to listen for what you are saying about today. Father, with my hands open before you, fill this cleared space with your wisdom for today. I do not want to move through these hours guided only by pressure, habit, instinct, or whatever demands my attention most loudly. I want to see this day through your light. As the morning begins, let me hear your loving kindness. Your word teaches me to ask you to show me the way I should walk, and that is my prayer now. Show me the way I should walk today. Give me clarity for the decisions actually in front of me. When I look at my schedule, help me recognize what truly deserves my attention. When responsibilities compete for my energy, give me wisdom to distinguish what is important from what is merely urgent. When a task feels complicated, keep me from becoming overwhelmed by the whole mountain. Show me the next faithful step. Guide me through the meetings, conversations, assignments, and responsibilities already waiting for me. Give me insight where I need to solve a difficult problem. Give me sound judgment where I need to decide. Give me creativity where I need to build or communicate. Give me attentiveness when someone needs to be heard. Let me prepare well while remaining willing to follow your direction. Holy Spirit, sharpen my discernment. Help me recognize the difference between my own impulse and your gentle prompting. When pressure tells me to decide immediately, give me enough inner quiet to think wisely. When I am overthinking a simple choice, give me freedom to move forward. When something deserves careful consideration, keep me from rushing simply because I want uncertainty to disappear. I do not need to know every step of the road. I need enough light for the step you are giving me now. Guard my attention from unnecessary distraction. When my mind jumps from one task to another, bring it back. When I reach for something merely because I am uncomfortable with stillness, help me remain present. Let me give my full attention to the work directly in front of me, instead of mentally living in 5 places at once. Give me a clear mind and a willing heart. Help me notice what you may be teaching me through ordinary responsibilities. Let wisdom appear in the small choices that shape this day: when to speak, when to listen, when to begin, when to pause, and when to finish. If I face a crossroads, make the next faithful step clear. If something unexpected interrupts my plans, keep me from assuming that disruption means defeat. Slow me down enough to ask what faithfulness looks like here. Let your wisdom guide my response. I submit my plans to you, not because I expect every part of today to become predictable, but because I want to remain attentive to your direction within whatever today brings. May my eyes be aligned with heaven's light, my thoughts shaped by truth, and my decisions guided by your presence. I can walk with quiet confidence, not because I know everything that will happen, but because I know where to turn when I need direction. And as I carry that clarity into the day, guard it within me. Father, as I step into this day with clearer direction, guard the peace you have placed within me. Not every disruption will come from my own thoughts. Some will arrive through people, conversations, changing plans, sharp words, unexpected demands, and moments when someone else's tension tries to become mine. Prepare my heart for those moments. When someone is impatient, help me remain patient. When words become harsh, keep me from answering in the same spirit. When a conversation becomes tense, give me enough composure to listen before I react. Guard my mouth when emotion rises. Let wisdom come before words. Your word tells me to let the peace of Christ rule in my heart. So let your peace have the deciding voice within me today. When irritation rises, let your peace speak louder. When I feel misunderstood, keep me from defending myself too quickly. Give me wisdom to know when an explanation is necessary and when silence is wiser. When someone places their urgency upon me, remind me that I can care without absorbing every emotional atmosphere around me. I can be compassionate without becoming consumed. I can listen without surrendering my inner stability. Teach me to establish boundaries with grace. Love does not require me to participate in every argument, answer every demand immediately, or allow another person's unrest to dictate the condition of my heart. Give me courage to say what needs to be said with gentleness and clarity. When I need to speak, make my words slower than my emotions. Keep me from sending the message I will regret, making the comment that wounds unnecessarily, or speaking simply because I feel compelled to have the last word. Let my speech carry the character of Christ. In my workplace, protect me from absorbing unnecessary tension. If someone is frustrated, keep me steady. If expectations change, help me respond without panic. If criticism comes, show me what I should learn and what I should release. Do not allow one difficult interaction to color the entire day. In my family and closest relationships, make me patient and present. When old patterns begin to rise, give me a new response. Help me listen without preparing a defense. Protecting peace does not mean avoiding truth. Sometimes peace requires a calm boundary, an honest conversation, or the courage to step away from unnecessary conflict. So keep my heart anchored in you. I will not allow another person's anger to become the ruler of my spirit. I will not allow an interruption to steal more of the day than it deserves. I will not give a difficult moment authority over the whole condition of my heart. Christ, rule in me. When I am provoked, steady me. When I am disappointed, soften me. When I am pressured, anchor me. When I am misunderstood, keep me secure enough to respond with dignity. Let your peace become stronger than the friction around me. Give me a guarded heart, not a hardened heart, protected by your presence, yet still capable of patience, truth, compassion, and grace. And when the pressure of the day rises, keep me from returning to reaction. Let the clarity you have given me remain clear. Let the peace you have placed within me remain governing. Then, with a steady heart, I can give myself fully to the work you have placed before me. Father, now I step toward the work you have placed before me. My heart is quieter and my mind is clearer, and I do not want this peace to become an excuse for hesitation. I want to move with purpose, work faithfully, and give myself fully to what today requires. Consecrate my hands for the work before me. Consecrate my mind for the decisions I will make, my words for the conversations I will have, and my time for the responsibilities you have entrusted to me. Let ordinary work become a place where I practice faithfulness. Help me work with excellence without turning excellence into pressure. Let me care deeply about what I do without believing that my worth depends upon perfect performance. Give me diligence without anxiety and discipline without harshness. Your word reminds me that in quietness and trust is strength. Let that truth become real in the way I work today. My strength does not have to look frantic. I do not need to rush to prove that I am capable. I do not need to fill every silence with activity or measure the value of this day by how much I accomplish before it ends. Let quiet trust become the foundation beneath my action. When the first task is difficult, help me begin. When the workload feels large, keep me focused on the work immediately before me. When I become tired, give me grace to work wisely rather than from fear. Make me faithful in the small things. Let me show up fully for the responsibilities you have given me. Let me do honest work when no one is watching. Let me finish what deserves to be finished and give attention to details that matter. When I encounter something I do not feel ready for, remind me that I do not need tomorrow's strength today. I need the grace you provide for the next step. Let my confidence come from your presence rather than my ability to predict what will happen. If today brings success, keep me humble and thankful. If today brings difficulty, keep me steady and teachable. If today brings something unexpected, help me respond with wisdom rather than react from fear. I consecrate this day to you not as a day I must conquer, but as a day I can faithfully inhabit with you. Go before me into every room I enter, every task I begin, every conversation I have, and every responsibility I carry. Keep my heart anchored while my hands remain active. Let me be peaceful without becoming passive, diligent without becoming driven, and courageous without becoming hurried. I am ready to take the next step not because I know everything that lies ahead, but because I trust the one who does. Let everything I do flow from the grace you have already given me for this present moment. Go with me now, Father, as I enter the ordinary moments of this morning. Let the peace you have established within me remain steady as I move from prayer into action. Give me grace for today, wisdom for the steps before me, and strength for the work you have placed in my hands. May your presence go before me, your peace guard my heart, and your grace sustain me through every task and conversation. I do not need to know everything that will happen. I only need to remain close to you and take the next faithful step. Let me walk into this morning unhurried, attentive, and fully present. I receive this day as a gift, trusting you with what I cannot see and faithfully embracing what is in front of me. Keep my heart rested, my mind clear, and my spirit willing. I step into this day with quiet confidence, knowing that you are near. Amen.